Hello and welcome to Real Tech Tips episode 2. Today we'll be going over how to use Remote Desktop on Windows 7 Pro and Windows 7 Ultimate. By default, Windows 7 Ultimate has Remote Desktop built in, but it is not enabled. You can enable this feature by going to Computer and then Properties, and then you should see the setup here called Remote Settings. You just click on that, and then you should be able to allow connection from computer running any version of Remote Desktop. That may be a less secure method, but that way any version of Windows can connect to your computer at home. So you just apply that setting there, and make sure that your account already has access to this feature. And you do need to set up a password on your account before you can use this feature. So you can head over to the control panel, as you can see here, control panel, and just click on user account and family safety, or if you have the small large icon set up, you can head to user accounts. And once you're at the user account, you have to set up a password. So we'll see here, you can click on this, create a password for your account if you don't already have one. Then we'll just enter a password here and a password hint, and just click on create password, and that will create a password for my account. My account is now password protected, as you can see. And in order to use this feature here, you will need to have your ports forwarded if you are using it outside of your home network. And as you can see here, I have my IP address 192.168.56.129, and I will write that down for reference. 192.168.56.129. Now let's move that over there and keep that on reference there. So in order to find your IP address for your local LAN, just type in command at the search bar there, and then type in ipconfig, and then that will give you your IP address there. So after you have enabled this feature and set up a password, you should be able to log in, and I'll just get out of the virtual machine here and then just start a remote desktop. So I'll type in 192.168.56.129, which we grabbed from the command line there. Now it's asking me for a password. So I will enter that password I set up earlier, and it will ask me if I want to verify that, so I just hit yes. And now, as you can see, I have Remote Desktop set up, and this one should be disconnected just because there is no multi-session on Windows 7. This is available on servers, and there are patches for this. I will show you how to use the patch in a moment. But as you can see right now, I am on Remote Desktop for the system I was logged onto on virtual machine here, and that system has been kicked off the login. As you can see, I can surf the internet and do everything else. And I will just close this Remote Desktop session now and go back to the VMware here and just type in my password and log back in. Okay, and now I will show you how to use multi-session. In order to use multi-session, you must enable a little script that you can download off the web. I already have the link set up here, and I'll just copy and paste it in here. Alright, looks like copy and pasting isn't working, so just Google it. Yeah. So I'll just type in Windows 7 multi-session. Windows 7 multiple sessions, 7600 remote desktop, and that should bring up an article, or any article. It's just in demonstration. I will give you the links for the download once I find it. Sorry about this. Wish I was a little bit more organized, but here's the link for it. Then you just hit download concurrent session file and just save that onto my desktop here. And that will just download the file. Once that's completed, you just close the browser. I'm sorry, got a little flash thing there. So just extract the files there, and then you should have these two files, or these 4 files here. And all you have to do is hit the install bat, and that command should run it, but it says I have to be an administrator, so I'll just run it as administrator, and then hit yes. And it says the remote desktop service is stopping, then it's modifying the system here, and then it's going to restart the remote desktop service. And then it will pause for 5 seconds to start the service there. So it's just checking the port now for running remote desktop. And now multi-session should be enabled, so you can just close that. And then head over to the control panel here. And since I want to be able to use multiple logins, I'm going to create another account here. So let's see here. Should be an option to make another account here. manage other account. So just created a new account here. Then we'll just type in a name here, test account. So just call it test, and then create that account. And since that account does need to have a password, I'll just create a password right now for it. And I will type in a hint password. So now I'll just create that account. So I have a test account set up right now. And I will log into that account at the moment and just see. Just log off my regular account there. And as you can see, test has been set up right there. And I will just enter my password there. And it's setting up for the first time. And once I'm logged in, I should be able to modify the remote desktop settings. So that's just give that a moment and then we'll start up. Alright, so I'm booted into that test account that I had made, as you can see right there. And it's just starting up at the moment, so just give it a moment. Now just head over to the My Computer properties here, and then head over to remote settings just to make sure that you're... And it may ask you for your password on your administrator account, because I did create a standard account here, right? So that will pull up the system properties here, and make sure that's enabled, and select users, and then add a user, and just type in your username right here. So that should be added on there. And let's just give that a try now. So same IP address as before, and then I'll just use another account, type in test, enter my password, and then I should be able to log in. And as you can see, I'm logged in on here as a remote desktop user on my test account. And on my regular account here, I will just log back in. Sorry, just gotta type in my password. Just logging back in on that. As you can see, I have two sessions running. One is running on my actual system, which is running on virtual machine, while I have a remote desktop session going here. And that is all there is to remote desktop. Thanks for watching Real Tech Tips, and I will see you next time. Please thumbs up, comment, and subscribe.